So this is my Sigen Energy Backup Battery and Gateway, or Sigen Energy as we call it in the UK. Now there are many videos on the internet from installers telling you about this system and how capable it is, but I couldn't find any when I was purchasing that from an end user point of view. Now I have mixed views on this purchase, and in truth if I had known what I know now, I may not have purchased it, and I will elaborate in this video. I chose the Sigen over Tesla or Give Energy, the all-in-ones, because I liked the expandability. It's not taking up lots of wall space, it will just go up, and I've left space for one more battery. So in 5 years time they are going to produce a 10 kilowatt battery, so I can stick it on here, and then 26 kilowatts, and that will, even with degradation after 10 years, that will keep the house running and quite nicely. I'll have enough capacity. This is 16 kilowatts, so it's 2 8s, the bottom two being the batteries, this being the inverter. Now when I say 16 kilowatts, it's actually only 15.6 kilowatts of usable energy, unlike when you see the quotes for Give Energy, what they quote is what you get. Now I live on a Welsh mountain which is prone to power cuts in the winter, so I wanted this backup gateway, and when the power goes off, not that we have had a power cut but we've tripped it purposely, it clangs like crazy. The battery powers the house, no problem. PCs, routers don't trip off or anything. In that respect it works perfectly. Now you can install this battery indoors or outdoors. I chose to install it indoors because I had nowhere outside I could easily put it. Behind this wall is the neighbour's garden. I live in the countryside but I still have neighbours. Behind that wall is a country lane, and the wall behind the camera is very small, it's about that wide, because I live in a very strange shaped Welsh cottage. It is IP66 rated, meaning it's okay for dust and water, but if it's outside, Sigen do recommend having a cover. My daily household usage of electricity varies from 6 kilowatt hours to 12 kilowatt hours, depending on if I've had the tumble dryer on or if I'm cooking a big Sunday roast or something. So this is a 6 kilowatt inverter, and for most of the time, I'll say 97% of the time, 98%, it can cover the capacity of the house. It's only when the shower's on in the morning, or if my wife's in the shower and I've got the kettle on, it can't cope with the load, so it will draw from the grid, and I'll show you a graph that should come up in a second. So here you can see my usage from the battery, showing the spike in blue, which is where it's drawn in from the grid at 8 o'clock-ish. Now, I didn't purchase an intelligent EV charger, which would have allowed me to go on Intelligent Go. Instead, I'm on Octopus Go with an off-peak rate of 8.5 pence between 12:30 and 5:30. If I'd have bought an intelligent EV charger, I could have had it at 7 pence, but Intelligent Octopus Go, as far as I understand, it has issues where you get bonus hours in the day, and then that triggers that to start charging your car, but you've got this set to discharge, which starts taking it from here. There's a great video about it from Gary Does Solar. Go and see him because he's just a mine of information. Being able to charge the house battery off peak rate creates a huge saving, as I effectively run the whole house at 8.5 pence per kilowatt hour. I reserve 30% of the battery for a power cut. That's about 4.5 kilowatt hours. I've not had a power cut yet, but as we approach winter, I'm sure I'll be using it a lot. A few years ago, in preparation for the battery, while I was saving up, I reduced my household usage by eliminating the white goods that use a lot of electricity. So to do this, I used the Tapo energy monitor plugs. You plug them in the wall, plug your device in that, and it will feed the usage to your app. After a couple of weeks, you get a good idea of what's using how much electricity and where the drain is. Now, I replaced quite a few white goods, quite a few legacy IT equipment, because I'm from an IT background, you never chuck anything away. But my old fridge was using 492 kilowatt hours per annum, where the new one uses 160 kilowatts per annum, not kilowatt hours per annum. As I was not on an EV charging tariff then, the new fridge has paid for itself within 16 months. Replacing a condensing tumble dryer with a heat pump tumble dryer was not a popular decision with my wife. She hates it. It averages 240 kilowatt hours per annum compared to the old condensing tumble dryer, which was 600 kilowatt hours, which on the old tariff is a massive saving. If anyone wants to see a video on the pros and cons of a heat pump tumble dryer from a user perspective, if you leave some messages below, if I get enough, I'll make a video. I love it because it saves a fortune. Like I said, she hates it, and she uses it more than I do. The online videos of this system do not really convey the size. Now, it's quite wide, and it's quite chunky, but it's not as tall as the Tesla or Give Energy. And then you've got this ability to stack, which is great. You have to have an extra 30 to 50 centimetres either side, which means if it's inside, you've got to have bare walls. I had to take a radiator away from here as well, because it can't be near a heat source. If it's outside, that's not an issue, but indoors, the size of it can be a little imposing. The stack with base plates, the plastic sides which come off, and the top, and don't forget the brackets at the back, and the stand. Basically it's about 901 centimetres tall, it's 804 centimetres wide, and it's about 29 centimetres deep with the brackets. So when you see the stats on the website, they're not taking into account these things. The LED strip on the side is just a gimmick. It's absolutely useless. It has no function. The only thing I do use is I have the status of the battery charge on. For me it's not great because I have to come around this side to actually see, and currently it's there. So I'm on about 80% at the moment. Very light usage today. All the fancy little glowy bits, completely useless. And if you're putting this outside, I really would not recommend having the lights on. Why would you advertise that you've got an £8,000 piece of equipment outside, which is quite easy to steal? You know, turn everything off, a little bit of electrical knowledge, it's gone. So don't advertise that. Now, I don't have solar panels to top this up, but as I charge from 8.5p off-peak tariff, would it be worth my investment? I don't know. I'm thinking I'd like some solar panels, but I don't know if it's worth it. If anyone has a comment on that, if you think it might be worth me investing in solar panels, please leave some information below. Give me a bit of advice if you don't mind. Now, from a user's perspective, all we can play with on this is the app. Yes, I can open this up and you can see the trip switches, but there's nothing we can actually do. Now, the app is, in my mind, disappointing. It can take 10 seconds to download the information. So you load it up, you get the pictures, and it takes 10 seconds. Now, that's not my internet, it's not my Wi-Fi. I'm on fibre here, I'm from the IT industry. I've got 3 mesh routers, and there's one just the other side of this wall. This room is actually catered for really well, and it's only a utility room. I had a problem with the notifications panel in the app. So if there was any events and it wanted to email me, I couldn't set it up. Sigen ignored my emails, and it was only after my installer contacted them did they take an interest. Finally, they fixed the problem after I provided screenshots proving it wasn't my phone. My permission settings wasn't causing the fault, but they weren't interested until the installer got involved. The app is geared up for solar production. If you're like me and you just have a battery, it still leaves all those solar widgets on display, which is really annoying. It should dynamically adjust to what is installed in the house. It's just pretty poor. And I'm from the IT industry, you know, I don't like it. Programming the tariff is very cumbersome. And once saved, you cannot edit that tariff. If you made a mistake, you've got to go back in and delete it, and then re-enter everything again. I entered the incorrect times for my tariff. I inputted the intelligent go hours, which starts an hour earlier, so it was charging my battery up at peak rate, which is not great for an hour. And no matter how many times I went in and I changed it and saved it, next day I'd look at the thing and I go, oh, it's done it again. I did that for a week, and in the end, the only way I could get around it was to actually turn on the AI and tell it I'm on Octopus Go, and then the AI is doing it. But it was really annoying. You know, if you save it, it should be saved, it should do it. Again, the app and the software don't like. Now, I don't like the AI because it's not going to be free forever, so I don't want to stay on it. And also, at some point, in the next couple of weeks, my export tariff will be sorted out with Octopus. And then if I have any spare capacity, I could put it back onto the grid when it's at peak rate on the Agile, normally about 6:30, 7 o'clock, and I'll get more back than I paid for. If I do it in the winter, which I intend to, you know, you could be talking, you know, £1.50 per kilowatt hour. At the moment, it's averaging 19 to 25. But I don't want the app doing it. I don't want the AI doing it. I would like a button on the app just going forced export. You know, as soon as I get the emails come through that gives me the times, I go, oh yeah, it's worth doing it tonight. I just want to be able to press a button and go, force export, 30, 60, 90 minutes, or just set the amount in kilowatt hours, go, yeah, I've got like 4 kilowatts I can get rid of, I can send it back to the grid. I don't want to have to set up a schedule, because on Agile, the times vary, and I don't want to be reliant on the AI, because it might churn my battery more than I'm happy with, just to maximise and just get a couple of pennies per kilowatt hour. The major issue I have with this system is this. It's noisy. You can't hear it on the video, but it's noisy. It's a loud buzzing noise. It's audible from 2 rooms away. From the gateway, and this isn't a small house, this is, I say it's a cottage, but it's actually a very linear bungalow. It's very long, so the rooms are quite large. It's just noisy. I can hear it through the kitchen, into the dining room, and even in the hallway. I have a little bit of hearing loss, and it annoys me. So this is a Welsh cottage. It's got really thick walls, rather large rooms, and I'm in the dining room, and I can hear, even with my slightly impaired hearing, the Sigen energy gateway, which you can see in the utility room. The installers came out to have a listen. They phoned Sigen on the phone. When I was there, I was listening, and Sigen informed them they would only consider it as faulty if the gateway was above 45 decibels when the decibel reader was a metre away. Well, this is 38 decibels on average when it's a metre away, and it's still really annoying. Installing this system in a house, well, would I recommend it? Well, I would certainly say you need to consider the long-term implications of having this buzzing all the time. Can you put up with it? In my opinion, download a buzzing noise on your phone, set the volume until it's at 38 decibels, which is what this is at the moment. Then and you can get free apps, decibel meters, so you can get the volume right. Leave the phone there, buzzing away, and walk into the next room, see if you can hear it. Walk into the room after. And also then put it at 45 decibels, because you could buy one of these and it could still be buzzing at 45 decibels and they won't replace it. And do that process again. Would I say to any of my friends, put this in their house? No. I hate it. I hate this buzzing. When they bring out Gateway 2, if it's quieter, I will probably pay to have this replaced. This is how much this annoys me. In all honesty, I like the battery. I like the modular, I like the safety features, I like the fact it's got the gel packs and the temperature sensors. I like the fact that I can just put another, the HSB Renewable Energy, my installers can put another one on there for me in future. I like that. The app and the systems, the back-end systems that it uses, need some major work to bring it to a standard I would be satisfied with and to meet my expectations. It needs to be quicker, it needs to be slicker. and the noise from the gateway just ruins everything. I have hearing loss and it annoys me. My wife is livid. I also dislike it when a computer company claims that it's AI, when it's basically just a computer algorithm and there's no intelligence behind it. Now, I'm not saying that the Sigen energy system isn't AI. So I'm going to ask the Sigen AI, how much have I spent on electricity this week? So just give me a second while I type this in. So the AI is now thinking about it, it's just come up. I am still learning, I will become more intelligent. I was tempted by the extra kilowatts that I could afford. Two 8 kilowatt batteries give me 16. The extra safety features, the gel packs as I mentioned, why wouldn't you put the safest battery you can afford in your house? You know, it's one of your biggest investments you'll ever make is your house. If I'd have known about the noisy gateway, excuse my cat, if I'd have known about the noisy gateway, I would have chosen the Tesla or the Give Energy. I would have settled for 13.5 kilowatts. I wouldn't really have been happy with that amount. It would mean I wouldn't be able to keep any in reserve or run the house all day from the battery, which I quite like doing. But I cannot express enough the annoyance that this gateway is producing. If you have any comments, if you have any advice, please do put them in the comments below.